Back in 2017, once upon a time ago, as you looked up from your Thomas the Tank Engine Model T Erector's playset to watch videos on your spiffy new computer, one more day in the life of an escapist, just trying not to deal with the world as it passed you by. You were alarmed at the untalented assembly line of untalented hacks from Doug Walker's mass production line of easily copied, easily made, easily marketed videos. They were missing the most important thing of all. Even though the world outside of your house had long since passed you by, even though any hope of a wake-up call in your real life, metaphysically, thoroughly being on fire, smoldering, burning its way into total immolation and annihilation, you looked into an already crowded, ill-informed, inept backwater medium to make work and went #MeToo, because where else would a truly unfunny, untalented, lazy, forgettable personality truly go to get views but on YouTube? There were people every bit as thoughtless, thankless, and dull and dim-witted as you. And no, that wasn't right. Right then and there, this could not go on. It would not go on. Because being in your mid-20s and utterly a useless ball of ineffectiveness, here it was, your last real chance. So after deep inner reflection, you went to obtain a username that would make you the envy of every other escapist, every other goldbricker, every other mansloth in the world. Flame Amigo 619. And just like that, began your mighty adventure to prove yourself to the world, to prove at long last. This was it. They were foolish to pass you by in your talents. So you started making this format. 3-minute videos devoid of any insight, inner self-reflection, or self-awareness. Heavens no, just sheer, unmitigated cringe, wrapped in bright red and black colors, while sailing under the banner of community badass. A bad boy who was willing to be the rebel, and he didn't care about your rules, padding out your channels with reviews of every goddamn Scooby-Doo movie you could find, animated or not. No script, no takes, no fakes. You built yourself up on Twitch, a Patreon, slithering your way into a community, an accepting community that didn't abandon people no matter how untalented they might be. All this set to a cult of personality from the band In Living Color. It was all too easy. You had a massive following. Some big, fat, sweaty, unwashed, foul mass of a man like yourself would subscribe to you. Their money would line your coffers, right into your Patreon account. Pretty soon you forgot why you started this hustle to begin with in the first place. Soon enough, it became less and less about proving anything, no matter how low effort that initially was. The wildlife, weed, booth girls, garish hats, jet-setting across the country, all on everyone else's dollar. Not once did it occur to you, wow, this money, this kindness, these suckers won't last. Surely not forever. The idea that this could all turn off. It never entered that dimly lit skull of yours. But oh, the times. The times were good. The fans loved you. The money loved you. Your friends loved you. And any time you slipped up or dropped the ball, or made a faux pas, you were exposed as a fraud or a charlatan, or God forbid worse, much, much worse, a degenerate, all was forgiven because you had a loyal remaining internet fan base running damage control. However, the time came, the music stopped, the channel poofed, the friends disappeared. Patreon wanted nothing to do with you. The fans weren't going to love you, not anymore. Sitting cold, alone, your sins laid bare for the world to see, and oddly enough, what must have felt like darkness that naggingly stung, it must have welled up in you like poison, and told you and all your senses it was all over. It was a freak mishap, an abomination that you ever got away with it for as long as you had, making the same cringe content over and over again, every collab a Groundhog Day, dragging down each and every last person you ever worked with. Bad boy, rebel, cringe, Chicago, and a declaration of colors that would offend even God himself. And let's be truthful. Let's be entirely forthcoming. You were not a good friend, not by any measure of the human mind. Every chance that you got to take advantage of everyone within reaching distance, from friends to fans to family, Every chance that you got, you looked to undercut even your closest of friends if you didn't get enough of the spotlight. If this were offline, you would have had your ass kicked and shoved out the door for being a selfish pile of dead weight ages ago. So now that the fans' applause has ceased, the handouts are closed, you have to ask yourself, was it all worth it? Was the illusion of achievement, the illusion of hard work, was it worth blowing your last chance at happiness in your life that you were ever going to get again? That you were ever going to have? Men, women, boys, girls, surely that must have been worth it. It's just a shame because of what you did. As soon as Isaac moves on, it truly will be just you. But now, you're deplatformed, defriended, your wings have been clipped. And so is anyone who dares to still stand with you. The brony bad boy. You actually managed to convince yourself that you were an American original, a regular rebel without a cause. Yes, you did. But now here you are, plucked by the very people that you thought that you were too good to be around. Those same people thriving on your pain. They're gonna ban you for ever finding any kind of normalcy of a life online, and God be willing, some overachievers might be willing to go well beyond that. Brony Analysis Anarchy, it turned out to be a parody of never-ending Doug Walker clones, vomiting back up the same dead-ass memes attempting to steal the spotlight for years and years and years. And honestly, your fate was always foretold. You were always heading towards one ending when this YouTube thing didn't pan out. And there wasn't a damn thing that you could do to change it. Your final locale? Working as an elderly care assistant. A position that you will abuse to its fullest, no doubt. One day, in a retirement home, one of your old fans will see you. Flame Amigo 619. They'll see you in the broken down state that you're in. Your old glory faded off as a distant memory. They'll watch you, screaming red in the face at some poor old man or woman, likely too feeble to open up their meds all on their own, which you'll take as some imagined, intentional slight to you as a person. And they'll remember you, and they'll remember giving you money you didn't earn, much less deserve. That viewer, that contributor, that fan, they'll turn away and be sickened by you. Ashamed. Legit ashamed. Something you'll never know. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. Hello.
Hey there.
Oh, that actually fixed it. Who would have thought that? So anyways. No, that's fine. I probably talked to Toon in PMs for a total of fucking probably 2 pages of content over a period of 3 years.
Jesus.
Yeah. I wasn't in the eternal fucking circle jerk of fucking goddamn Toon critic losers. He came on for a couple of podcasts. Pissed off fucking a lot of the people I knew. That's been well documented. I don't see why I have to fucking really tell you about that. I mean, it's out there.
Oh, I don't really care enough to
No, I wasn't even talking about the pedophilia. I was talking about all the other faggoty bullshit.
Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. I mean, why
like you have to remember, unlike the rest of the assholes, I was done with Toon about like 2 weeks before. Why is it always 2 weeks? I swear to God, maybe must be a mental lapse on my part. I always remember everything as in 2 weeks, but I really feel like that one was maybe it was a month. I don't know. It's been so fucking long, I can't remember.
Might have been.
Might have been. It was pretty funny though, because I remember thinking, "Damn, nobody wants to talk to me. Boy, I sure shit the bed this time." I should have just shut the fuck up. I shouldn't have bitched about him. And then the house came down. I'm like, oh, that paid out pretty good, actually. Oh.
Wait a minute. People wouldn't talk to you over him?
After when I fucking turned on him, people stopped talking to me. I remember. Not everybody, but the fucking Pastel Pros and Dog Eye Crimson for like a while there were like maybe like 2 or 3 more people, but people couldn't be seen talking to me because I fucking goddamn turned on Toon Critic. No, I remember.
Like, that's so fucked up.
It was. I was like, huh, well. I remember after he got busted, I actually asked Solar Flare, and this is also documented. I was like, so how long were you guys going to put up with him minus the pedophilia? Indefinitely. Now, to be fair, To be fair, Solar Flare was not a high-ranking member of that group, and his word would not have necessarily been binding in any way, shape, or form. But I kind of believe it.
I sadly do too. People are so fickle.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Why are you attaching yourself to this train, man?
Honestly, like I said before, you probably do.
Here, hold it. Let me lay this on the line.
Alright.
I am recording the call, but there's nothing that you're gonna give me, so it's probably gonna go right in the garbage. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, like, or a Google Doc that'll inevitably waste away and fucking suck up room in one of my several fucking accounts. Then I'll have to go through them like, what the fuck is this again? And I'll waste an hour lifting through it and not find anything. You're waiting to hear that whether I'm focused on Toon or not. I don't know. What's the motivation? He's gonna sneak back in? Like, that'll never fly. It'll never work. If that's the master plan, I can literally fold my arms behind my back and it would be handled for me. There's no way he would ever be welcome back. But I would come along because it would be just too funny not to.
Well, I just assume you give him the Brett Keane.
My what?
The Brett Keane treatment.
The who King?
Brett Keane. He's like this dude the drunken peasants make. He's not really relevant. He screwed people over, and he's about everything you could imagine. Be easy to make fun of. So
was that the guy who fucking waffled between religion and atheism?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh yeah, I actually did see fucking goddamn TJ's video about that, where they were picking on him for fucking supporting him and then waffling back and forth himself. Yeah, I've sat here and marveled and wondered about this. If Toon had deleted his channel, now I understand why that happened. Would he have been able to gut down, bite out, and fucking hang in there? Would people still be watching initially? Like, yeah? Like, at least at first. Like, fucking just to see the garbage fire. But do you think he'd been able to fucking... It would be such an insane fucking hate storm.
Right.
Good God. I'm even trying to imagine.
At least one or two loyalists doing the crazy autistic.
No, there were a lot of loyalists. I don't think you understand. I was actually fucking on good terms with the, old boy who exposed the fucking story. He said he was shocked at how many people were still in his comment section supporting Toon when it happened, because he's like, he was whiffing through, and I'm like, are you doing a Tommy Oliver? Are you only focusing on the negative fucking comments? He's like, yeah, because it's baffling. There's still people... He went through like fucking hundreds of comments, or maybe even thousands. I don't know. It's been such a fucking hot minute, and focused on like everybody who still supported Toon. There was a young girl or something like that who like had this really sappy music. Please support Toon, and I still kept that one taped. It had like the In the Arms of an Angel playing in the background.
Oh my God! No,
please help Toon Critic, or I will kill myself. And I'm like,
oh my God! Did you really say that?
Yeah, I'm like, why? What?
No.
You've never met Toon, and what's more, if you had, he wouldn't talk to you.
Right. Oh, that's no bueno.
Oh shit. Yeah, and you know what? This is gonna come off like sour grapes and shit that I hate to tell everybody who's probably defending Toon. You guys wouldn't be his first pick if everything were going smoothly. He'd still be off in fucking, the elite. He probably wouldn't be talking to the lobies right now. He'd be jet-setting from con to con.
The way he used to be. I believe the story. I believe it.
I always marveled at that shit too. He's like, I'm broke. How the fuck are you going to all these goddamn conventions? I go to one, maybe two, just like a local one that I wound up going to, which was a giant waste of time. But like, even if I was super frugal, let's say 500 a con. Good goddamn. Maybe it was super chats. I never pay attention to his fucking streams if he did them. Yeah, Twitch. That must have been it. Must have been Twitch. That's the only way that makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember somebody telling me that he used to do charity streams where he would get like 1,000. I don't know if he actually forwarded it or what, but it's all lost to fucking it's all lost to the internet gods now. That shit's long gone. All the videos I think are categorized on the MLP archive, but I doubt they have, stuff from the other sites and shit.
And not find something from 2 weeks ago.
It all depends. It was funny though. I could be completely wrong. He didn't have a Kiwi Farms thread until the absolute, the shit hit the fan. And when you look back at it, you're like, how? How did no one ever take a fucking notice? Because I'm not saying like it was public knowledge, but literally everybody behind the scenes would know. Like,
Right.
and anyone who was a content creator from like 100 to 200 subs, because one, I'd have a big mouth. I know the people around me, at least a couple of them had big mouths and shit. Enough people knew about the Mimkage thing. I'm trying to remember what the fuck else. Oh, that's the one where he winded up dragging her off to a con and basically dumped her on the second day and tried to make his friends say, "Oh no, freaking my friends told me to break up with her as fast as possible because that was the polite thing to do."
Well, no, that wouldn't be polite.
And she was introverted, and it was her first con. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? Now, Anthony, you can't put this in How Not to Brony. And I'd look at my friends like, no, you can't. I'm like, what? Couple weeks later, Mimkage, you've got the wrong idea here, Anthony. You've got the wrong idea. And I'm like, what? I got the same story about Pastel Pros. I know you like Pastel Pros, Anthony, but I'm like, I remember Toon being fucking, I don't like Twist of Fate. He's kind of a piece of shit. Why? And I didn't want to tell him, well, it's because he fucking shows you over his girlfriend. I still hate Twist of Fate till this fucking day for that shit. What a douche. Christ.
Yeah, sounds like one.
I mean, look, let's put it this way: as petty assholes go, you know, as absolute petty assholes. If Toon hadn't been what he was, that would have been, and I hadn't been friends with Pastel Pros, I might have appreciated how shitty that move was. But goddamn, oof. I'm trying to think. Like the most equivalent thing I ever did was try and lure Foolery over to the Secret Rift, which didn't break up fucking Fallen Wish and them. I forgot why that went sideways, but it did.
To answer your question as to why I'm involved,
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea anymore. I was like, at first, I was like, okay, they pick on, there we go. And then it just was like, it wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
Look,
and then this afternoon, kind of, this afternoon, they like suddenly contact me and they're like, you know, hey, get in here and I'm trying to get them to talk to me or something. I'm like, hey, listen, if they want a debate or a conversation, they want to call. Otherwise, we're just gonna sling retort.
Truth be told, Rocky would have just memed, so would have Step. I'm pretty sure Rouge would have probably been, well, you know Rouge. I'm not talking shit, I'm just saying. I wasn't even thinking about any of this shit, and truth is, I don't know anything about you other than your Toon's friend. That's literally it.
Yeah.
And I haven't asked beyond that. I'm sure Rouge has mentioned it. It just goes in one ear out the other, and I'm like, but I'm never gonna meet this guy. I'm never gonna run to him at a con. If I did, he'd probably walk on by, and I wouldn't even think of it. I'd be like, okay.
Right. The fact is, I'm not even dedicated to brewing with you to where I would recognize you as a YouTube guy.
Well, such as it is. Let's not gonna act all big and hot about that. I mean, I'm leveling with you. I didn't bring down Toon. this is all his dumb shit. Every time someone shoots their foot massively on the internet, it's usually their fault. Fucking.
The main reason I got involved, fucking, you know, it seems like Isaac was getting less people and work because of the relationship. And so it's like, listen, I don't care.
Well, can I be completely fair about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, okay, like this isn't like even let's completely ignore all the stigmas about Toon. Like relationships usually like last like about a year or two anyways. Like shouldn't have Isaac have like already moved on by now?
I mean, that depends on the relationship.
No, I get it too, but like a lot of his old friends were really cool with Isaac, and that's why I was originally tapped on the shoulder, hey, let it go, which I originally did. And I was just like, and I was told by a lot of Isaac's friends he's kind of a doormat. I never the times I've talked to Isaac were very brief. I didn't have any bad I'm the person who will remember bad shit about everybody. So going into all this, the worst I had on Isaac was he's with Toon. He's kind of quiet. That's it. That's literally it. There was nothing on the man. Had he not been with Toon, he probably would have been the squeakiest of cleanest of bronies you have ever have met. Here, I'll level with you when you sit there and say you guys are being fair. You know who I mentioned Mimkage to you, right?
Yeah.
I like her work. Profoundly love it. I think it's the shit. But she got caught basically doing some weird shit with a GoFundMe, and she wound up accusing her family claimed that her family abused her when they didn't. I have some people going, I better not see you buy artwork off of Mimkage. And it's cheap, affordable, and fast. And it's good!
I don't know what to say to that. I don't.
Yeah, no, and it drives me nuts. I'm like, but the artwork is good. They're like, no, don't do it. I'm like,
I'm not inherently against that idea, but it
yeah, you cut out.
know,
So, trying to keep to that 20-minute deal, we went a little over. When I say that Silver hadn't done anything, I'm basically referring to before Toon got busted. There is the artwork, that one white griffin thing here, I'll put that on screen. There's some other areas of concern. Well, you know what, I feel really comfortable just putting this here, because this was what it was. Toon copped that in the last call, so there you go. There is one more call in here where Silver showed up and attempted to give clarification about the remark about sleeping with a 13-year-old, and he said that he stated this to make Toon feel better about himself or something along those lines. I'm just going to throw this down here, unedited. I did edit the previous call with Silver a skosh because the first call he popped into, it came in sounding like shit. I am going to keep a backup of that if anyone really needs to listen to it. And there was a lot of ums and ahs and dead space in there. And it's an hour-long call, and I wanted to show that I was willing to talk with him, which did lead to finally getting a chance to talk to Toon in his position. I have some readings from myself, Brony Inspector, as well as AZ the Elf from the comments section, which I'll include in the next Town Out to Brony. If you guys want to hear more of Silver's call, I don't know if there's really all that much in there, but I was just showing that I did touch base with the other side, and I didn't try and ignore everything he had to say. I was trying to be open-minded. Hope to hear from you down below.
Here we are.
We're gold. Okay, so yeah. So, anyone listening in, the original recording I had with freaking Silver, the audio didn't take, but it didn't take long, so I figured I'd re-grab him. I just double-checked to see that OBS is, in fact, cooperating and not being a butthole today. Here, let me just take a look at the screen just to make sure it's pulling up enough. You know what, let me reframe this so I'm getting everything.
Alrighty.
Alright. Perfect. I do believe. Here, I'll full screen that shit. Okay, reading off.
Alright.
Hell, if he'd allow me, I'd come out in the Serenity server right now. Ugh, Serenity, just kidding. I don't care. Tell everybody that I smutted a 14-year-old for a year and ask if that makes me a pedo. You are stating, for devil's advocate or sake, not that you did, but you could do this as a show of camaraderie to Toon Critic. That is your statement.
That is correct, and I didn't actually do it.
Okay. Now, just again, I'll say what I said last call. This was a really stupid thing to say on screen.
It's true, but you know, you mentioned it in the video, and it's like I should at least be able to comment on it.
Yeah. Look. That is a viable answer to the accusation. I don't know if anybody actually did mention it, but hey, look, I'd rather address this now than have someone going, you intentionally offered that information.
Right.
Yeah. I screwed up more than a couple things on the intro on the way going in, but I didn't have too much to do because I'll be honest, everybody was there for the call. All right.
That's right.
That should. Oh. Whoops. Yeah. No, that was an early left. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was trying to leave full screen, and I went, whoops, derp.
Can I point out a thing or two more?
I mean, I was just gonna tack this on and then fucking call it a day for the video.
Well, that's fine. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys.
Lol. Okay, cool. Then I'll see you later. Ugh.